Hi, and welcome back. We have one last foundational piece to discuss prior to our strategies, and that is understanding your students' WIDA scores. WIDA scores come from WIDA assessment, which students who are multilingual learners in the state of Maryland must take to determine their level of English proficiency. The WIDA test covers 4 domains: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Students receive a score between 1 and 6 in each category, with 1 representing low proficiency and 6 representing high proficiency. Students must earn at least a 4.5 overall to exit ELD, ESOL classes in the state of Maryland. It's important to know that students often perform better in some domains than others. Understanding these domains help you as a content teacher recognize where your students' strengths and weaknesses are when it comes to language acquisition. There's also a tool called Can-Do descriptors, which ELD teachers share with classroom teachers. These descriptors help you understand what students can currently do and what scaffolds or accommodations you should provide. Let's look at an example of the Can-Do descriptors and start with the domain of listening. Student A received a score of 1.7, meaning their listening abilities in English are relatively low compared to their peers. According to the Can-Do descriptors, student A can follow one-step oral instructions, match social language to visual graphics, identify objects using oral language and gestures, match instructional language with visual representations. If I had the student in my classroom, I would know that giving a long lecture without scaffolds would be very challenging for them. Visual supports, clear step-by-step instructions, and frequent check-ins would be essential. Student C received a 3.6 in listening. This means they can categorize content-based examples from oral direction, match main ideas of familiar text. They are able to do more independently, but still need some support. Student B scored a 5 in listening, which is above the exiting benchmark of 4.5. However, interestingly, student B has a 1.8 in speaking. In speaking, they can answer yes or no questions, repeat words or short phrases, and answer WH questions like what, when, where, why about a text. This large gap between listening and speaking shows a strength in comprehension but a struggle in language production. In the classroom, this may look like limited participation in discussions, shyness about speaking, and hesitancy during turn-in talks. As a teacher, you can support students like this by providing verbal sentence starters and practice opportunities for key vocabulary. Next is the domain of writing, where we often see students struggle. Let's take 2 students who are in the lower half of the proficiency range, meaning they need significant support with writing tasks. Student C has a score of 2.2 and can produce more independent writing, but still need help getting started and building stamina for longer pieces. Students who struggle with writing may get off task easily, become frustrated, seem resistant to completing assignments. When you see this, think about what they can do and what scaffolds help them succeed. An example of a scaffold can include sentence starters, a box with evidence they can choose from that fits best, modifying the assignment to 1 evidence instead of 2, and this will help meet them where they are and able to work independently. Finally, we look at the domain of reading, where all 3 students scored below half of the top score. Reading is particularly challenging for multilingual learners. To support them, pictures and visuals will be key for comprehension. You'll want to continue using strong visual supports and clear explanations when working through text-heavy materials. The big takeaway is that Can-Do descriptors help you focus on your students' strengths, not just their struggles. Your job as a teacher is to meet your students where they are and build scaffolds that help them access grade-level content while still keeping your expectations high. We'll dive into our first set of classroom management strategies in the next video. See you there!